Welcome to Contemporary Black Voices, where we take on the most pressing issues affecting Black America. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Sharon Michael Chadwell. My co hosts today are New York Times bestseller and international news enthusiast Caleb Alexander and community activist Chris Dawkins. Now, this has been another heavy week in the news in Texas, the nation, across the diaspora, and the world. So our main topic today is going to be about protecting our Black children in school. And before we get started, we ask that you hit the like button as well as subscribe to get alerts to do this, to get alerts. So let's do this. Uh, Go ahead and put up her picture. While we're waiting for the picture, this segment is going to be about Kalia Turner, who was hospitalized after she attempted to take her own life amid relentless bullying from students at her school. So I'm going to be reading this article from Atlanta so you can give everybody can understand the nature of the situation. The parents of a 12-year-old Black girl who attempted suicide last year are suing her teachers and the school district in Greenville County, South Carolina, for negligence in how they responded to alleged bullying and harassment of their daughter. Ty Turner says she found her daughter Kalia hanging from a belt in her bedroom on the evening of March 18, 2023. She told the news folks that her daughter was already cool to touch and bleeding from her nose, and that the paramedics couldn't find a pulse or heartbeat for a full 8 minutes. She had fully committed to what was already, fully committed to what was already Kalia was attempting to do. So Kalia suffered severe brain damage and was in a coma for weeks, staying in the hospital for 101 days. Now, she was 12 when she tried to commit suicide. So now she is 14 years old. She's nonverbal and still has no control over her body, says her mother. She is dependent on breathing tubes and a feeding tube and required around-the-clock care from her parents and a part-time nurse. According to the lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court in South Carolina, Greenville Division, Kalia first experienced bullying at her middle school on August 2021, and reported it to school officials. In December 2021, fellow students started calling her a man and a roach in teacher Olivia Bennett's class, the complaint says. Miss Bennett was complicit in the bullying and said nothing to the other students to stop it. One student asked, "Where's the roach?" And Miss Bennett pointed to Kalia. Ty Turner, her mother, emailed Bennett and the principal to complain, noting in her email that children had attempted suicide from this type of behavior in the past. The next day, the principal acknowledged her complaint and said that they were working tirelessly to repair whatever is damaged. Both parents then met with the teacher to address the incident and discuss the need for the students leading the bullying to be separated from their daughter. On January 26, 2022, that student confronted and cussed out Kalia for telling her parents about the bullying incident, but was not disciplined, the lawsuit alleges. The bullying continued throughout 2022 with no actions taken by the defendants, according to the complaint, which details other incidents and reports to school officials by the girl's mother, including a fight between her daughter and another student in March of 2022, after which Kalia was suspended and the student who caused the fight was not. On May 23rd, 2022, one of Kalia's classmates played a song and video on YouTube called The Black People Song. Defendant John Tier, a teacher, allowed the song to be played without any comment on its offensiveness nor any reprimand to or discussion with the student who played it, the complaint says. After her mother emailed Principal Smith and Metris Kane, another teacher, to complain about the video, Kane allegedly replied the following day that faculty had been speaking with other students and that the investigation would be continued the next day. She concluded by saying, "Just wanted you to know that we are not taking this concern lightly." So in October 2022, Turner informed the school that another student had been pushing Kalia several times over the past month. The lawsuit says the offending student was not punished, and the only reaction by the faculty was to tell the girl to inform them if it happened again. The bullying continued, and the complaint says, including an incident where Kalia's clothes had water poured on them and were then thrown into the trash. Students made other disparaging comments about Kalia's appearance in the ensuing months, says Ty Turner, including that she looked like a man. She was also called trans, mustache face, nappy head, ugmo in the presence of teachers and school staff members with no repercussion, despite the school's zero tolerance to bullying. Kalia attempted suicide on March 18, 2023, as a direct result of the bullying of 5 Fisher Middle School students. 2 students added insult to injury by coming to visit Kalia in the ICU and then taking photos of her and circulating them on social media, according to the complaint. The lawsuit contends that, but the actions let me start over again. The lawsuit contends that, but the actions and inactions of Fisher Middle School would not have been continually bullied over the course of a year and a half and would not have attempted suicide. It charges school officials in the school district with failing to provide properly hired, supervised, trained, and monitor students who would enforce its anti-bullying policies to protect students from harm. It says both teachers and students exploited, harassed, and verbally and physically abused Kalia, and that 9 individual teachers and faculty members failed in their duties to provide a culture of safety and an environment free from the assault from the school. So I'm going to kind of read forward because it does talk about the lawsuit. So they did report this to the school principal and the superintendent, and they were saying that the school is protected by court laws and immunity caps for certain governmental entities of $300,000 to $600,000 for a loss arising out of a single occurrence and of an act of negligence, and then proceeded to enumerate at least 9 separate occurrences of negligence and misconduct by the defendants. In the meantime, the family has set up a GoFundMe campaign to pay for expenses, including a wheelchair accessible van, medical needs, and home care for Kalia. So I'm going to stop here and give you some updates that the family, when I heard this story the other day, I think Friday, that Friday or Thursday or Friday, when that story came out on another channel, that they raised $110,000. The original amount that the family requested was just $15,000 to raise funds for to get that mobile van. Since then, the parents have also lost their jobs, and so this is a situation to where during the break I'll get the GoFundMe account because I'm going to go ahead and also contribute. But this is how we take care of each other, and so for this particular segment, we're going to be talking about what we can do to protect our kids in school.